Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we need to do a few repairs here, and it's definitely going to take us past the financial report, there's no doubt about that. In the last episode, we took some pretty heavy damage to our Orion, and we ended up scrapping it, because it's just not worth putting back together again. So that's great, and we need to definitely find some sort of a replacement for it, but it was a backup mech, and that's completely fine. So we'll take this financial report, tick on forward, that'll be just fine. We probably should think about getting rid of some of this stuff that we're hauling around, but that sounds like work. So for now, we're just going to tick forward, get our salamander back, and we'll recreate an authentic triple F burger. Our morale was already capped, but that's okay. So we've got 2 days left until Coma is back. The salamander is back now, and we're going to be seeing all of our mechs finished up. Let's hop into the mech bay, make sure there's no internal work that needs to be done, and in fact there is not. That is fantastic. We're going to hop into the barracks now, and we are then going to see if there's any mech warriors that need upgrades. Of course, we've only got like 2 at this point that are not maxed out, so that's wonderful. They don't need anything just yet. We'll hop into the command center. I would still like to make a little bit more cash. We've definitely elevated our funds. We can probably deploy twice this month if we're selective on our deployment here. Karita, huh? Capture base. That's interesting. Yeah, I think we're going to run this one. We're going to hope that we run across a railgun, but otherwise we're just going to sit up over here. Actually, if we're going to run across a railgun turret, I want to go back. We're going to run right down the middle. That's not a free priority salvage. We're going to run this 1650 and 2 and 9, because if we get a railgun, I'd like to be able to take both the railgun and the ammo, if at all possible. Now we're going to bring the Fafnir. We haven't really gotten a good trial of the Fafnir just yet. And we'll just slap Coldfire in there. Nobody has affinities for it, so it's fine. Let's go ahead and do this. Darius thinks it's going to be tough. He might be right. We'll see. I mean, we're not against Comstar or Word of Blake, so ultimately I think it's not going to be that bad. But we'll see what they've got for turrets. Hopefully a railgun turret. That is, in fact, what we're hoping. If there is a railgun turret, we will not allow it to fire. I can tell you that right now. So that is good to know. The other question, of course, is what happens if they have like 1 million long tom turrets? That could hurt. No doubt about it. No doubt about that. They're also going to have a garrison force for sure, and they may have a garrison reinforcement. So we'll see what ends up happening there. For now, of course, we need to capture the battle mech factory. We picked up a coded transmission from the surface of Alula Australis. Constar scouts report a previously unknown manufacturing plant has been activated by Karitan forces, and they're broadcasting what we believe might be pre-war blueprints to an unknown recipient somewhere in the system. We need you to move in and capture that facility intact and protect it while we mobilize a garrison. Embarrassing to have an enemy stealing data right out from under your nose. I'm guessing the OPFOR won't have had time to get any of the facility defenses online, so at least there won't be turrets. Well, I maybe should have read that before we launched it. We were here for the turrets, but whatever. It's okay.
Command interface initiated.
This is an interesting spot to drop. We can drop like right here, move up to this ridge, and we would have really, really good firing line. Now, getting down the ridge might be interesting. Could come down maybe over here. Or, if necessary, we can just do careful maneuvering all the way down. A little cheesy. Alternatively, we could drop here and move up the road. I'm not sure that that would be faster. We're just going to spawn up here for now. We can always come down over this way. We'll see what they've got. Okay, so we're immediately entering combat. We do see a Jess 3 over here, and who do we move first? That is our longbow. I'm going to move the longbow into cover here. We do see rear arc on a Warhammer 2C. Only 21% hit odds there. We'll take them. We're going to Warlord. This is direct fire, so Artemis 4 should be slightly better hit odds. Yes, we'll take that. If we get lucky, we might kill this guy. It would require some significant luck, and we didn't get it there. Okay. So the Jess 3 moves up, fires on our Salamander, running thermobarics.
Over the red line.
That's awkward because our Salamander is already overheated.
Hey.
So our Battlemaster is going to move up over here. We're going to check the hit odds on the rear arc of the Warhammer. I doubt that we're going to want to fire on that. 10% versus much, much higher. We're going to Warlord and fire on this Jess. Yeah, that was much better. Okay.
What can I do
Now,
for
our
you?
Fafnir's going to move up over here.
Moving out.
And we do actually have hit odds on that Jess. We'll take that. Do we get better hit odds in X1 mode? No. Okay.
Firing everything I've got.
That was actually really good. That was incredibly good.
And stay down.
Fantastic firing there. We do see a Ninja Toe over here, as well as a Shiltrin up here. Very rude.
Took a hard hit there.
Well, you didn't really take a hard hit. There's just a lot of heat. So the Salamander is going to move up over here
Heading out.
and brace, because we're overheated. Then the Corsair is going to position out over here. Now, I want to check hit odds on this Warhammer 2C. We're going to Warlord, and I think we're best off to fire this in... We have to fire this in artillery mode. So in that case, we're just going to fire it like so. Not great shots there. I was hoping to get him unsteady. We'll see if the Boar's Head maybe fares a little bit better. So let's go ahead and Warlord that.
Acknowledge.
That's not great either. It's okay.
Standing by.
It's certainly not great.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
Bull Shark is going to position right over here.
Roger that.
And we're going to also fire on that Warhammer. We're hoping that the Long Tom makes him unsteady, and in fact, I believe it should.
For your armor it is.
Yeah, that's going to be unsteady, I'm pretty sure. Yes. Beautiful.
Aye, aye.
So the Annihilator is going to move up over here. This is a little out of range and a little bit dangerous, in fact. 44.7%. We will Warlord it to boost that. So it's not as bad as it could have been. And hopefully we don't stray shot.
Target lock on enemy's rear.
Nice. That is a dead Warhammer.
Hostile removed.
Cool. So next up is going to be the Ninjato. Ninjato? Something along those lines. It's going to position there and fire on our Battlemaster. That's okay. It completely misses. So no problems. The Children obviously has to go. That's going to be our next big focus.
Confirm.
So the Longbow is going to position out of the fire here. It's
Location
still
confirmed.
overheated, so it will brace.
Keep an eye on my heat, Commander.
The Battlemaster is looking for an LOS over here. It does not find one, so it's just going to
On my
advance
way.
over here and fire on this guy. Little bit of damage there, not a whole lot.
Commander.
Now, our Salamander is going to move up
Location confirmed.
and brace. That heat is still
Watch my
way
heat.
up there.
I'm taking damage.
The Fafnir is going to sprint up here.
Going turbo.
Not a whole lot that it can do. No LOS.
Yep.
The Corsair is going to move over, and we're going to start firing on that Chiltron. It's gotta go.
Copy that.
Okay damage there. The Chiltron itself is going to fire now. We'll see what it does. It doesn't actually shoot.
Commander.
That's a little ridiculous. I don't know why it chose not to, but you know what? I'm okay with it.
Firing on target.
So we got a little damage into the Chiltron. And we'll see what their Marauder guy down here decides to do. Shoots at the Battlemaster. Okay, the Battlemaster can take that. That's completely fine. No problem for now.
My armor's getting blown apart.
Ah, you're fine.
Standing by.
The Boar's Head is going to move up over here. This is in LOS.
Additional reinforcements have been spotted.
The area isn't clear. Eliminate hostiles.
Interesting.
Secure it
We're going to go for the Chiltron.
to your next objective.
Okay. Little bit of damage into it there. And where are those additional reinforcements? I guess we'll find
Awaiting
out.
orders.
The Annihilator is going to sprint over to the road.
Let's hit them hard.
And now our longbow is going to step out of the fire here. We can fire on the Chiltron or on the mech down there. 30% with Arrow 4. We're going to be better off with standard ammo here. So 32% versus 35%. Well, I mean, that's simple math.
Affirmative.
I should have looked at that heat.
My heat gauge is getting pretty high.
That's something I should have done. But we're okay for now. The Fafnir is able to move in over here. No stray shot risk. So that's wonderful. Pretty decent hit odds. We'll take it.
Take this.
That's a lot of damage there. We did destroy a snub-nosed PPC, and we broke through the armor. So that's huge.
Standing by.
Our Salamander is going to sprint over to here.
On my way. Double time.
We're definitely concerned about this heat level. So I think we're just going to fire the MRMs. I don't think there's a use of firing AX here.
Target locked in.
Nice. Engine XL crit. We got a head hit out of that too.
Critical hit. It's
Not
getting
bad.
Hot in here.
Okay, so what's that Chiltron going to do? Nothing again. That's actually a huge deal. So the Corsair is going to move up over here. We're not actually going to fire at this guy. We are actually going to fire at the Chiltron. I want to continue preventing him. Ooh, that was some terrible shooting. I want to continue preventing him from firing his Arrow 4s. Of course, we're not preventing him. He's just choosing not to. But we can prevent him if we destroy him. Moderate damage there.
Yes,
The
Commander.
Battlemaster is going to actually be able to get an LOS out over here, and I feel like that's more important for us. Not good hit odds. We're going to not fire the UACs. The lasers have very low chances, but we do manage to get a single hit there.
Commander.
Now the Boar's Head is going to also go for the Chiltron.
Affirmative.
That's a significant armor destruction there. This guy moves now. We'll see what he does. We're not really expecting that he does too much, in all honesty. Shoots at the Fafnir? Sure. We don't hate that. That's fine. The Fafnir can more than take that.
Commander.
The Annihilator, we're looking for some LOS here, and actually we do see it if we sprint. Hit odds are probably not going to be the best, but they're not going to be awful either. Yeah, that's pretty good, actually.
Let's see how you like this.
We don't manage to hit with either of those, but we do hit with one heavy Gauss, and that's a knockdown. Beautiful. And he actually ejects.
Yep.
So our longbow is going to restart, and that's fine.
Waiting for
Our
order.
Salamander can move up over here. I'm not really interested in firing. We're just going to sink that heat.
I hear ya.
The Fafnir doesn't really have a good target to shoot at, so we're just going to move up a bit. We haven't seen any additional reinforcements just yet,
Right here.
which is interesting. We're going to move up with our Battlemaster, and decent hit odds now. We'll Warlord to boost those. Structure exposure, but only 1 damage dealt internally.
What do you need?
That's sad. But the Corsair can move on up, and that was an awkward way to face it, but we do have the angle to fire on the Chiltron here. And I'm actually surprised that that didn't destroy it. That was like 36 internal damage.
I'm receiving you.
Well, the Bull Shark will finish the job.
Roger that.
There we go. So there's the occupying force. We know that there's supposed to be reinforcements,
I'm receiving you.
but we're going to move the Boar's Head up over here. I'm kind of hoping that we can scale our way down this cliff. It's probably not going to work too well, but that would be the hope. And once we exit combat, in theory, it should start looking a lot better.
I've got eyes on
Okay,
hostile
here's the reinforcements then.
They're heading your way.
Where? Ah, behind us. Okay.
I'm being flanked.
Well, that's rude.
Can't take much more of this.
Sure. So there's a King Crab, a Black Knight, a Shiltron Sea, and an A11 Lightning Bolt. So we're just going to immediately pivot our Fafnir around. And the Fafnir is going to shoot down this plane. This is going, or rather, this helicopter. That's going to be our best hit odds, and we're absolutely going to take it.
This should be good.
Okay, we know that they're running AMS over here. Good to know.
Gotcha. Orders?
Now, our longbow is also going to turn around and... Phase 17, phase 19.
Yeah.
Our Corsair is going to move up over here.
Copy that.
We're going to drop artillery on the Black Knight here, and we're going to fire this direct, but I want it high explosive. Nice. Good splash damage there. The Battle Master is going to turn around and sprint over this way. It doesn't get LOS, and that's okay. The longbow is going to get reserved here.
Affirmative.
Aye, aye.
The Annihilator does get LOS, so it would be reserved.
Let's do
The
this.
Salamander, same thing. We're going to reserve it. Now, we absolutely turn around the Bull Shark here. There's no doubt about that.
Standing by.
So the Bull Shark is going to hop over to here, like so. And we're going to fire on, I think, the Shiltron in direct fire mode. There's a backstop here, so we shouldn't have any problem with that. Cool. So, I mean, they successfully managed to AMS a lot of that, but that's fine. The longbow is going to be reserved again. And we're going to let them move. We got a lot of splash damage in there. The Shiltron moves up and goes for the Bull Shark. Does a pretty good amount of armor damage there with its large lasers. Okay.
I live to serve.
The Boar's Head is going to turn around.
Moving to
We're going to
position.
fire on the Black Knight here.
Touching all the buttons.
Okay. The Black Knight is unsteady, but it moves again instantly. It moves up and shoots at the Corsair of all things. Okay.
I'm hit.
I mean, it got a head hit there, but we don't really care about that.
Yep.
That's fine. The longbow is now going to move up over here, now that we have solid LOS, and we've already used a lot of their AMS ammo. We're going to go ahead and Warlord, and we're going to fire Artemis 4. There we go. This would be a slight overheat. I'm going to not fire this ER medium laser, but we could easily destroy this Shiltron if we're attacking this side. We don't actually know. This is the left side. Yeah, we'd be attacking their left side.
Gen 4.
Structure exposure there, but we didn't destroy it.
Critical hit.
Sad. But they, I believe, are out of AMS ammo already.
Yes, come on.
And our Salamander hasn't moved yet. The Salamander walks
My
in.
way.
We don't see their stealth mech, but we do see their Black Knight here. We Warlord it. Do we fire AX here? I think we do. This is going to be devastating.
Affirmative.
And that is one dead Black Knight.
Nick, destroy.
Cool.
Awaiting orders.
So the Annihilator does manage to find an LOS over here. It is an obstructed LOS. We'll take it, and we will fire on this Shiltron. We should have a clear enough line of fire here that we don't stray shot anybody. We'll Warlord it to boost it, but odds are not great. If we hit, we kill, but we'll see.
Firing a full salvo.
Not bad.
Reporting critical hit.
I did actually expect that to kill, but not quite. Okay. Artillery should finish the job. Now, we don't know where that stealth mech is. He's going for the Fafnir. Okay. That's fine.
I'm taking a
The Fafnir will be completely okay there. So yeah, that's that King Crab.
Orders.
The longbow is going to hop over to here.
Order acknowledged.
And I think we're going to look to finish off the Chiltron and sink some heat here. So we're going to not fire, and we're going to fire in standard mode. We're going to not fire 2 of our LRM-20s. I expect this to kill.
Here we go.
There we go. Just a
Enemy
king crab to go.
Standing by.
So the Corsair will move on up. The Corsair doesn't actually see the king crab.
Acknowledged.
He's right up over here, isn't he? Like right here? I think so. We'll go ahead and attack ground. Right over here. But I don't actually know where the king crab is. Cool.
Right here.
The Battle Master is going to sprint on up.
Go fast.
Hope to see the king crab.
Got it.
Nope, we don't see it.
Commander,
The Fafnir is going to close in.
coordinates received.
Now we see it. Perfect. So there's that king crab, and we'll warlord this. Our hit odds aren't great, but maybe we get good luck again.
Commencing Alpha Strike.
And actually, that was pretty good. We made the king crab unsteady, which is what was
Getting
most
pretty hot in
important.
Here, Commander.
The salamander is going to close in here. Now, AX rounds are actually pretty solid here. Do it.
Knocking
This is
on
going to do a
target.
lot of damage. Yeah, that was basically half of that king crab's armor removed in that one salvo. I love it. So now our bull shark is going to be out over here. We're
Affirmative.
going to direct fire our long tom. We will slightly overheat here. We'll not fire this medium laser. This will be a knockdown. Unless it's just a straight up kill, which it could be. As a knockdown. And that is actually a pilot incapacitation. Cool. So now we need to get over and occupy the factory, and that'll take a little bit to get there, for sure. We should exit combat, though, so that'll be fine. The Boar's Head is going to head on down over this way. Maybe we occupy it with just the Boar's Head. The Boar's Head is kind of our fastest
Commander?
mech. I don't know. We could send the Annihilator over this way and see if it gets there faster. Like, have a bit of a race. That would be kind of fun. Yeah, actually, I think I want to do that. So we're going to have the Boar's Head just come on down to the road.
Rolling.
And then we're going to have the
Standing by.
Annihilator work its way up over this direction.
Affirmative.
And then it'll careful maneuver down the cliff. And we'll see who gets there first. My money is on the Annihilator. Okay, so the Annihilator
Commander?
needs to careful maneuver.
Aye, aye.
It's careful maneuvering. There we go. Down onto the road.
Moving out.
That's quite a shortcut.
Waiting
The Boar's
for
Head is going to head around over this way.
Location confirmed.
Everyone else, they're just going to chill. Cool.
Standing by.
So now the Annihilator still needs to careful maneuver here. So it's got one more round of
Awaiting
careful
order.
maneuver to there. And that should put it free and clear on the road.
Yes,
The
Commander.
Boar's Head is definitely
Got it,
behind
Commander.
it. Cool.
Managing heat. Yes, Commander.
Okay, so the Annihilator will get up here like next round, or we could have it come this way, but I think over here is probably the fastest. We'll see.
I'm receiving you.
We can have the Boar's Head go up over this way if necessary. The
Position
Boar's Head is
confirmed.
faster than the Annihilator, that's for sure.
Standing by.
We should be good here.
Roger that.
Commander,
Okay,
move order received.
there we go.
Mission successful.
Well, that went pretty well. We took a few hits, but it shouldn't be too bad to get that repaired. I think we're going to be able to deploy yet this month, so that is fantastic. We are super, super happy about that. And the real question, of course, is just how much damage did we take? It was a decent chunk, but not a ludicrous amount. I mean, 1.3 million sea bills. We're going to get some decent salvage out of it, like those king crab parts. There should be a bunch of king crab parts available. 3 A11 lightning bolt parts. How much are those worth? Not much. Okay. Just 3 parts. I do want to get some king crab parts rolling here. We may end up taking this, but let's see what else is available. Arrow 4s, we have plenty of. And there's a Chameleon LPS. Engine Core 390. That's pretty good.
A heat exchanger plus plus. That is worth giving up a king crab part for. We'll take that. And everything else should be fine. Let's see what we get. So we didn't get a second king crab part. We did get a battle computer energy. We can get rid of that. A clan cockpit is nice to have around. And TBM ammo, no thanks. Cool. We also got a Warhammer 2C part, and we did get a Jess 3 part. That's all completely fine. It is around time to put a cut in here, so once we know what this is going to cost to repair, which really shouldn't be too much, I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And let's see what Yang has to say here. My guess is that it's going to be somewhere around, I was going to say like 150, but there was that pretty big hit in the rear arc that our bull shark took. So I'm thinking maybe like 230. That's my guess. I'm probably way off on it. But let's see what we've got. Wow. Okay. That was better than anticipated. 238,000. I like it. Go ahead and do that, Yang, and it is time to put that cut in, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will see you all next time.